What's up, schmucks? Welcome to the 9th episode of Turkey Talk. I want to say number 9, but I don't know for sure. How are you today? I am doing kind of great, honestly. I had like a really good day at work. I got home and I was not productive at all. I had things I wanted to work on. I did record a video, or like a short at least, which I'm hoping will be a short, because I think I need to start posting more on like TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and shit like that, because that's what everyone keeps saying. Everyone keeps going like, oh, you gotta attack the algorithm from like all angles, and like I understand that that's kind of how it works. If you have something to say and you want to get it out there, you got to get on like everything. But I also at the same time, I don't know, like my style of like, well, the things I want to do are all like video essays and shit like that, like long form content. I don't really know how to do short form content. I don't know how to sit down and turn something I want to say into a concise like minute and a half. It's just not my style. I usually have like, 30 minutes worth of shit to talk about. No, maybe not always. Like the point of Turkey Bites is like small-ish. Like I think the Turkey Bites videos are as the shortest things I can really muster. Anything beyond that, it's gotta be long, man. I just have a lot of shit on my mind. That's the point of Turkey Talk. It's too much turkey shit. Too much turkey. Anywho, we have a kind of full week, I guess. We're gonna talk about some news. I got a handful of stories I'd like to go over, a couple trailers to talk about, and then I want to do a TV roundup. There's a lot of things happening on streaming right now, so I want to get to all of it. We're going to talk about Invincible, we're going to talk about Maul Shadow Lord, we're going to talk about The Boys, and we're going to talk about Daredevil Born Again, although I might put Born Again in the Weekly Media Club, because then for Weekly Media Club, homework was Tomb Raider 2018. We're rounding out the Tomb Raider movies. We did Tomb Raider, and then Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, and now we're doing Tomb Raider 2018. I have some things to say. And then there was no new comics this past week, but I did pick up a comic I would like to talk about, I guess. So let's just jump right into it with the news stories. We're going to be talking about Extraction 3. If anybody remembers Extraction 1 and 2, those Chris Hemsworth action movies. We're going to talk about some Hollywood talk about making the Avatar movies more cost-effective. We're going to talk about a Metal Gear Solid movie, which is interesting for a few reasons. And then we have trailers for Punisher, One Last Kill, and the Hunger Games prequel, The Sunrise on the Reaping, I want to call it. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. I'm like 90% sure that's the title. Yeah, we'll get into that. I haven't watched the trailer as of like right here, right now. So when we get there, I'll just pause it and watch it, I guess. But yeah, let's talk about Extraction 3. So Chris Hemsworth is going to return for Extraction 3, and Sam Hargrave will return to direct. So basically, we're just getting another one. Probably just the thing there. I like the Extraction movie. Okay, I like the second one. The first one I find very unimpressive. I think I reviewed it at the time because it came out during, I think, the pandemic, and I had nothing to do. That was also like between like 2019, 2020, 2021 was my era of like being really passionate about the YouTube thing, where I would but I didn't put as much effort into my videos, so I could really just shit them out. I wish I could get back to that, but now that I've I've gotten better at editing and writing and what have you, the whole process, because I've gotten better at it, I feel like I have to really go ham on them, so it makes them harder to make. It makes they're longer, so I can't really do that anymore. I don't think I could make those short form reviews these days. It's just not who I am anymore. I have to yap for a fucking abysmal amount of time and annoy everybody around me. It's my way. But I reviewed the first Extraction, and I liked the action, but that was kind of it. The story was uninteresting. I thought John Extraction's a boring character. And then for the second one, I remember really enjoying it, for pretty much everything going on. But I do remember having an issue with the pacing or something. I don't remember. But I liked it a lot more than the first one. I do remember that. Hemsworth is incredible. I don't know why I said that way. But Chris Hemsworth is incredible in those movies. He's doing a lot of really, really solid physical, really solid physical performance. You really buy him as this incredibly skilled assassin type guy. Not necessarily, he doesn't have the finesse of John Wick, but he's got the brutality of a character in The Raid. And he sells it really, really well. I think Chris Hemsworth is a remarkable talent. I saw a tweet like the other day slandering him, where it was like, "Oh, I didn't know he knew how to act." Get the fuck out of here. Chris Hemsworth is incredible. But yeah, no, Extraction 3. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's going to go straight to Netflix, which I think is kind of a shame because they go kind of balls to the walls in that second one. I would have liked to have seen that in theaters. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe this one will go to theaters. But yeah, Extraction 3 is happening. Hemsworth is back. The director's back. I think that's all good. I am hoping for... actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, wasn't there going to be a spinoff? Wasn't there going to be like some guy from those movies who was going to get his own movie? I swear to God, that was a thing. Maybe I'm making that up, but I'm pretty sure there was like conversations happening about an Extraction spinoff. That could, fuck, you know, I'm gonna look that up right now because I swear on my life that was a thing. Extraction spinoff. According to Google AI, Netflix is expanding the Extraction universe with 2 major spin-offs alongside Extraction 3. A film titled Extraction Tygo, starring Don Lee as a mercenary, is in production. Additionally, an 8-episode series titled Mercenary is being developed, starring Omar Sy. I'm going to look up actual sources for this. Oh no, this is real. Yeah, okay, hang on. The sources are right here. All you had to do was scroll. I didn't have to use the AI feature at all. I'm a fucking hack. But yeah, no, I guess we are getting Extraction 3 and then an Extraction spin-off movie and a spin-off show. We're getting the Extraction-averse. I don't like that. I don't like that everything's gonna get like 10 fucking spinoffs these days. Especially something like this. I mean, how different can it be? Like, oh, you saw Chris Hemsworth do big flips and big punches and shoot people. What if a different guy did that and we said they were the same universe? That's not interesting. That's fucking nothing. You know, like the appeal of a superhero universe is that you have Superman doing Superman stuff and then you have Wonder Woman doing Wonder Woman stuff. They're different characters who do different things and you can have different tones of story in this world, and you can have crossover. Like, wow, what if like really dark, brooding Batman was in a really cheerful, hopeful Wonder Woman story? What does that look like? That's the appeal of a cinematic universe. You know, different characters that bounce off each other in interesting ways. But if you have Chris Hemsworth, who's a hyper skilled assassin man, and then a different person who's hyper skilled assassin man, that's nothing. That's nothing. You're doing it for the fucking sake of it. It's boring. Stop with this cinematic universe shit. I'm fucking tired of it. Not everything needs a goddamn universe. You need to think it through. Anyway, Extraction 3 is happening, and that's the point of the story. Okay, so conversations are happening in Hollywood about how to make the Avatar movies a little more cost effective. Apparently the mission statement is they want to make them cheaper and they want to make them quicker, and for the fear that there'll be a less risky investment. And each one has made over $1 billion, but they have each made less than the previous one. So like Avatar 3 did cross the $1 billion mark, but it took longer than Way of Water, and it ended up not making as much as Way of Water. I think it was like 600 million less than Way of Water. And Way of Water made less than the first Avatar. To be fair, though, the first Avatar movie made a lot initially, but then they did like re-releases and stuff, and it was like a decade later. Like Avatar, I don't know if that's like a fair comparison, but either way, I mean, the jump from Way of Water to Fire and Ash was 2 years, right? And it did make a substantially less amount of money. Still, over $1 billion. Like, that's not nothing. Now, James Cameron is unfortunately pro AI. He has gone on about how he thinks AI has a place in filmmaking, and he thinks that generative AI could potentially have a place in Avatar production. So if the conversations are happening about making the Avatar movies quicker and cheaper, I have to wonder, is AI the answer they've settled on? If that's the case, that's bad and I don't like it. We should not be normalizing the use of AI in Hollywood. Absolutely not. I mean, just this week, Steven Soderbergh, I don't know if he was interviewed or what it was. I was reading pieces of it because I was like, honestly, really pissed off, where he was going on about like, yeah, I'm going to be using AI in my next few movies. And, anyone who's mad about that, you just hate art. Like, you're unwilling to use the tools at our disposal, but I'm not, because I'm like a real auteur. Fuck you, Soderbergh. I like most of your movies, but fuck you. AI has no place in filmmaking. AI has no place in art. It's not creative. It's just stealing from, like, generative AI. It just rips from things that other people have created and makes it worse. It looks like shit. And the only people that are impressed by it are either stupid or children. Like, I feel like kids would probably get a kick out of it. And then, like, I've never met an adult that I respected that was into AI. It just hasn't happened. So take that as you will. But yeah, the furthering of AI in Hollywood, it really concerns me, because I mean, the AI bubble is going to pop at some point, and when that happens, I mean, outside of filmmaking, like, that's gonna fuck the economy crazy style, dude. Crazy style, like raw. I'm not gonna do a weird sex metaphor, but the point is that when this AI market explodes, it's going to cause a lot of damage. A lot of countries, a lot of GDPs have been sunk into AI for some fucking reason. And it's not the future. Maybe it is, but definitely not right now. And these companies bleed money because I don't know the word to use. It's not getting money out of people. Like, the way that they really, make any money is by people using it, and not enough people use it. Like, yeah, it's popular. People do use it, but it's not being used enough, and it's not popular enough. It's big with, students who are lazy and they don't want to write their papers and shit. But also, like, I don't want to go on a big thing, but I guess I'm going to. So students that use AI to, like, write their essays and shit, yeah, that's wrong, and they shouldn't be doing that. But also, when I was in high school, I was also finding any means I could to cheat on my assignments because I didn't care about what I was doing. I didn't value the education that I was getting. And the American education system, it really just rides on pass and fail. That's what matters. They simplify it to your grade. What did you get on your test? What grade are you going to get on your essay? Your SAT score? It's all been, like, education in America has all been simplified down to scores, grades, point systems. So if that's the mentality that students have, they don't really care about what they're learning, because they're not learning. They're just doing something to get a grade to move on to the next, phase of their schooling. And unless they're, like, really engaged in the project itself, whatever it may be, they're not going to care. They're just going to be cutting corners wherever they can so they can, finish the assignment and go do something they actually want to do and get a grade that they can pass with. And that's how I was when I was in high school. If I didn't care about what I was doing, I would cheat. I didn't care. There's a fucking fly in here somewhere. It's really pissing me off. I can, like, see it. I can see it in the footage. It's, like, flying around. Fuck. God, there it is. Son of a bitch. Sorry. But like, I would, look up Quizlets and stuff for my, worksheets, or I'd find the worksheet online if I could. Because even teachers be cutting corners. Teachers use AI now. I work in education. Some of my coworkers use AI to do their shit. I don't fucking like that, because I think that the only way we combat this kind of mentality with children is we stop pushing this idea that everything is brought down to a score, to a grade. Like, there's value in what you're learning and what we're teaching you. That's the mentality we need to have. And I know that can't really be done, like, by a teacher basis. It has to be a systemic change, because all of the curriculum is a lot of the times created by counties and school boards and what have you. But like, that's the issue. The issue is not necessarily that this tool exists for kids to use to be lazy and cut corners. The problem is that they are conditioned to think the only thing that's important is the grade, pass and fail. So if your only goal is to pass or get a good grade, and you present them with this tool that can almost guarantee it, of course they're going to use it. Of course. Why wouldn't they? And also, they'd want to do other shit, like, but I don't know. Because then at the same time, I can't entirely take the blame off of students that won't just sit their ass down and write a paper, which sounds like such a boomer take. But I did it. I fucking did it. I used to write 5-page papers in a night because I waited to the last minute. You can do it too. I believe in you. Anywho, enough with an AI rant. Let's talk about Metal Gear Solid. So there's a Metal Gear Solid movie in development, and the two guys that directed Final Destination Bloodlines, Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein, are set to direct. Now, a couple years ago, I'm old enough to remember when Jordan Vogt-Roberts, director of Kong Skull Island, was announced to be making a Metal Gear Solid movie. Where the hell is that? Did they cancel that? Did they scrap it and not tell anybody? Oscar Isaac was going to be Snake? What, is that gone now? And if it is, cool. I'm okay with that. Not a big Metal Gear guy, but from what I do know and what I have played and seen, I don't think Oscar Isaac was right for that role. He's got the look, but I don't think he can do it. I don't think he's got that, like, gruff, tough guy shtick going on. It's just not who he plays. He plays like Poe Dameron, quick, witty, kind of arrogant, but competent, And that's not really Snake. I mean, maybe it's certain kinds of Snake, but like the one I remember from Phantom Pain, it's just not who he is. He's a grizzled action man. And that's not really Oscar Isaac's vibe. It's just not. I mean, even his more serious roles. I mean, like Moon Knight, I guess. Leto Atreides. Like he's doing kind of like stern and competent, but he's not. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't buy him as like big tough guy thing, stealthy, expert at what he does. I don't know. I just don't see that in him. So, I mean, if that is scrapped, I mean, it sounds like it is. I doubt we're gonna get two separate Metal Gear movies by two different creative teams. It's probably not happening. So yeah, it's probably dead. I think it's for the best. But these guys doing a Metal Gear movie is interesting to me because I do not get Metal Gear vibes off Final Destination Bloodlines. That being said, I don't know what else they've directed. Maybe they've done something that's going to completely win me over. So I'm going to look up Final Destination. I need to start editing this shit out. Or maybe I need to do research before I start recording. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Directors. Filmography. I liked Final Destination Bloodlines. I saw it twice. I saw it once with my friend, and then I went on a date with a girl, and she was like, we should go see Final Destination. I was like, yeah, sure, all right. And I watched it the second time, and that second time, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. What we got here? They did Freaks in 2018. I don't know what that is. They have just a couple upcoming things. Yeah, I just don't see it. I wonder why. I wonder if these guys are real, like, guns for hire directors, where, like, the studio had the script lying around, and they were just like, hey, get these guys. They're on the payroll. Make them do it. Or if they went and they pitched something, or they have a vision, or what have you. But I don't know. I don't know, but I'm open to it. That being said, as someone who spent the last 3 weeks watching video game movies, they're not very fucking good, so... I mean, I watched fucking 3 Tomb Raider movies and a Mario movie, and I didn't enjoy... No, actually, I liked the first Tomb Raider movie, but I liked it because it was silly and campy and weird, not because it was good. So yeah, I don't know. I think we need to kind of cool it with the video game thing. Fallout's good. The first season of The Last of Us is okay. It's kind of where that ends. I think we just need to give it a rest. Anyway, let's talk about Punisher One Last Kill. So Punisher One Last Kill is the Punisher special presentation coming from Marvel. This is the 3rd special presentation they've done, because they did the Werewolf by Night, which was directed by Michael Giacchino and is really, really solid. And then they also had the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which I really enjoyed. I think they're both very, very good. They're very different, which I like. I like when the MCU is willing to let different creatives kind of do whatever they want. And this one looks very creative and cool. It's shot by the guy who did he was the DP on Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. The visual language of Nightcrawler is mesmerizing. So like that alone, like this is gonna be cool shit. I'm curious what's gonna be happening here, because this is gonna be set after Daredevil Born Again season 2. It's actually premiering like the week after, so like when Born Again season 2 ends, a week later we get this special. And I'm curious on like how they're gonna rectify the timeline, because it looks like Frank escapes one of the Fisk containment site, detention center, whatever, at the very end of season 1 of Born Again. So he must be gone by the time season 2 takes place. Like, where is he? What's he up to? What's he doing? Isn't it? I think it's implied that he's out there doing stuff in season 2. I think they mention Frank or something, to my knowledge. I think they do. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I think this looks really interesting. I'm curious why it's called One Last Kill, though. Like, I don't know. Because he's obviously not going to stop. He's in Spider-Man, which is going to be set after all of this. So he's clearly back to being the Punisher. It's not like this is the end of the Punisher. So I'm curious why it's called One Last Kill. I don't know what's going on there. His friend from the show, his support group friend, I forgot his name, but he's here. It's like a weird ghost thing. So I guess he died off screen between the Punisher show and this. I don't know. I like parts of the Punisher show. I remember liking parts of it. I remember liking season 2 more, but I also remember never feeling like he was the Punisher. Like, he feels like the Punisher in Daredevil season 2, but then he's just very mischaracterized in that show. they kept trying to make him like Wolverine, where he was like ashamed of what he did. Like they tried to humanize Frank Castle, and that's just the wrong thing to do. You can't. The point of Frank Castle is that he's an animal, that he's an absolute fucking psychopath. Like I know people who think they go by the show and they think like that's like the core of Frank Castle. Like, oh, he regrets it. He only does it because he has to. He doesn't like it. No, that's Wolverine. Wolverine's whole thing is like, I'm really good at what I do. It's just what I do isn't very nice. That's Wolverine's whole shtick. But they gave that to Frank Castle in the Netflix show. And it's just not who he is. He loves killing people. He's a bad fucking guy. He's the guy who... like the Avengers don't like him, and they recognize that he is kind of just a lunatic serial killer. But they also realize that he is kind of like a fundamental good. That if you just leave him alone and he does what he does and he like wipes out the Magia and stuff, then he's okay. You just let him do his thing. But like Spider-Man, Daredevil, the people actually in New York who deal with his shit day to day, they don't like him. And if they come across him, they typically don't have a friendly interaction. There's I don't remember. Is it Civil War where Captain America beats the shit out of him and he's like, fight back, and he's like, not against you. I love you, Cap, please. But Captain America does not fuck with him. He's like, you're a lunatic. I don't want any part of you. It's great. I love it. I love it. I just love that there's just this one terrible guy. He's Rorschach. He's Rorschach. He's Rorschach from Watchmen. He's this terrible guy that everyone hates, but they realize that he's kind of effective, so they just let him do his thing. Yeah, he's Rorschach. Anyway, this looks very good, I think. Bernthal is a good Punisher. I think he's really good in the role. They've characterized him pretty well so far. I love how vicious he is in that one episode of Born Again, where he's just tearing into the cops, whatever the fuck they're called, the vigilante task force. I like when he like shoots that guy through the head with a shotgun, and then he holds a guy's arm up and just blasts through another guy's torso. Very funny. And he stabs that guy to death while he's like licking his lips. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That's how he should be. And then again, like in Brand New Day, Spider-Man just immediately incapacitates him. As soon as he sees him, he just one-shots him. That's so good. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm really loving the way, like, now that they put him in the MCU properly, they're doing him right. So I hope that they do that here. I hope he's just a fucking lunatic. Ah, God, yeah. Anywho, this looks good. The trailer doesn't reveal too much. We just see, like, a little bit of the action. We see, his friend is back in some capacity. I hope they bring back Madani. Was that her name? The FBI agent. She was cool. I also would like to see down the line a continuation of like the Frank and Karen dynamic. Even if they're not going to end up together, it kind of seems like they might be doing Matt Karen. That might be where that's headed, like permanently. I personally want Elektra to come back, but I would also like to see Frank and Karen continue in some capacity. Like whether or not they want to pursue a romance, I think those are two characters that should have some relationship with each other in the ongoing narrative. So if they want to do like another Punisher special, a second one, or give him a movie or what have you, and incorporate Karen, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, I like the way that they're handling the street level MCU stuff. The idea of all these different characters are running around doing different things, and they're going to meet each other every now and again. Like, Punisher's in Spider-Man, Punisher's in Daredevil, now he's getting a special. Jessica Jones is around. She's in Daredevil. Spoilers for Daredevil season 3. I'll put a timestamp here. Skip to this time, so you don't hear me say this if you haven't seen the set leaks. But the Defenders are back in season 3, so they're around. Luke Cage, Danny Rand, like they're around. They're doing things. I just really love this. It feels like a proper universe in a way that other MCU stuff just really hasn't. I don't know. I love that. It's just good shit. There's a Daredevil comic. I think it's in Zdarsky's run, where there's an establishing panel of New York, and you just see Spider-Man there. He doesn't have dialogue. He's not like in the issue. He's just there swinging around. Shit like that builds the world. It's perfect. I love it. I want more shit like that in the movies and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts on the Punisher thing. I like this version of the Punisher. I like Bernthal in the role. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so I just spent the last 30 minutes talking, doing the show, and I wasn't fucking recording. I had hit pause so I could watch the Hunger Games trailer, and then I guess I must have hit stop recording by mistake. So fuck me. I talked about a lot of stuff too. I had a lot of insightful things to say. I guess I don't want to do it all over again. I'll talk about some of it. So ultimately, what I did talk about is I talked about the Hunger Games trailer. I talked about Invincible, Maul, Shadow Lord, The Boys, Daredevil. You know what sucks though is like I have to talk about these things. That's the whole show this week. Those are the things I need to talk about, and I just did for 30 minutes. I don't want to do it again. Fuck me. God damn it. That fucking sucks. Anywho, The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. This fucking sucks. I know this shit happens in this kind of this podcast thing, but this fucking sucks. God damn it. I wanted to go to bed. Anywho, Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. It looks like a Hunger Games movie. I don't know. I like some of them. I like the first two. The Mockingjay ones I don't really care for. The prequel I thought was all right. I will say though, on like the topic of like the prequels and mostly President Snow, he feels very different each time. Like I don't really like the Ralph Fiennes casting. I don't think that's great. I don't think he particularly feels like Snow in this trailer. Like the few moments he has where he says some sinister stuff doesn't feel right to me. But I also, from memory, the Tom Blythe one from the prequel, I never felt like he was going to become Snow. It didn't, like, by the end of that movie, it didn't feel like he was on a path to become the Donald Sutherland version of President Snow. So maybe that's just the thing, where each of the three Snows, they're just different people. He's just a different guy every time. The rest of it, I think, looks okay. The casting, I think, outside of him, I think the casting's all really good. Jesse Plemons as young Philip Seymour Hoffman, that's perfect. That's actually fantastic. Elle Fanning as a young Effie Trinket is really good. Kieran Culkin as a young god damn it, what's his name? The guy from The Devil Wears Prada. Stanley Tucci. I don't remember the character name, but he looks really good. I think he's great. They had Jason Schwartzman playing, like, it wasn't the same character. It was like his dad or something, but it was more or less the same character. He played it in the last one. I thought he was really good. I don't know. It's just a fun role. I've been going through Succession recently. I started watching it. So Kieran Culkin's great. Big fan. Then, obviously like Scott Pilgrim and stuff like that, but he's great. I think he's an excellent choice. The guy they have playing young Woody Harrelson, there are moments in the trailer where he sounds like Woody Harrelson, where he's kind of doing like the voice. And there's other moments where he just sounds like a different guy. So I'm curious how that's going to be in the final movie. Like if he's just bouncing between the two voices of guy who sounds like Woody Harrelson and different guy. But I don't know. Like outside of that, it just feels like a Hunger Games movie. I do have a friend, though, who loves these movies, read all the books, read this book. And she says this looks perfect, so I'll just take her word for it. But yeah, as someone who doesn't know all the lore like that, it looks like a Hunger Games movie. I don't know. I'll see it. We'll talk about it, but I can't say I'm like, super excited about it or anything. It's another Hunger Games movie. I know how these go by now. Anywho, I'm really going to speed through this. I had more. To be fair, though, that was probably the bulk of what I ended up saying before, just a little more concise. So let's talk about some TV shows. We're going to talk about Invincible. We're going to talk about Maul, Shadow Lord, and we're going to talk about The Boys. I was like halfway through talking about The Boys when I looked down and realized I wasn't recording. Fuck me. Can you imagine if I didn't look and I like finished the show and then I looked? Oh my God, I would have fucking put a gun in my mouth. Anyway, Invincible. I almost didn't watch this season of Invincible because I'm kind of over Invincible by this point. I had stopped reading the comic long before we got to this point in the story. So like, this is all like new to me, but I'm just over it, man. Like a friend, my buddy, he had to really twist my arm to start watching this new season. And I don't know, I've kind of enjoyed it. I can't say I'm like looking forward to the weekly episodes the way I am for Daredevil or The Boys. I'm honestly like I'm not even caught up. I got to the episode where Mark and Conquest fight again, and I stopped after that because that was really what I wanted to see. I had seen clips of their fight, and I was like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool. I want to see that part." And I saw it, so I'm good now. I just don't care. I don't care about the narrative. I don't care about these characters really. I don't think the animation is good enough to keep me invested. I'm just over this show. It just doesn't interest me anymore. I've lost my love for it. I enjoyed the first season a lot. The second season I really liked, and the third season was okay. I don't know. My biggest issue with the show is I don't find the character super endearing. I like Debbie. I like Omni-Man. And that's kind of where that ends. Like I like Cecil, but I find the rest of them very uninteresting. I'm not super compelled by like Robot. Uh, Mark I find very boring. Eve I find very boring. Just not interesting. Not remotely compelling to me. Mark's just like, I don't want to be a superhero. Oh, my life sucks. I don't want to do this. I'm mean now. I'm mean. Come on, dude. Like, I don't fucking care. And Stephen Ewan's amazing. He really is just giving an incredible performance. And Mark has his moments, mostly in action sequences. He'll lock in. He'll do like some cool shit. But outside of that, like as an actual character, I don't find him interesting. I like Tech Jacket. I think she's fun. I like Alan. But at the end of the day, they're more so personalities than they are characters. Like they're quippy and they're fun and silly, or they're stoic and serious and brooding. But I couldn't tell you anything about Tech Jacket. I couldn't tell you anything about Alan, the alien. I like Omni-Man for his redemption arc. I think he is a very compelling character. But just I don't know, Mark, Eve, not. They don't grip me. Is there anything else that happened that I thought was good? The Conquest rematch was cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of over the whole we're just gonna smash into each other and we're gonna eviscerate each other, but no one's gonna die. Nobody fucking dies in this show. Nobody dies in the comic either. I mean, by the end of it, people do die, but it's a lot of like this show. It's a lot of someone getting absolutely brutalized. And then they're like, well, because of my powers, or you put me in an incubation tube or something, and I've healed, and I'm back, and I'm ready to go. Like, nobody fucking dies. There's no stakes. Like, in one of the episodes, Damien Darkblood's sister gets, they fight this lava girl lady thing, and she puts her hand in Damien Darkblood's sister's face, and just like melts her from the inside. I was like, that was fucking cool. That was gnarly. That was crazy. That was a crazy way to open the episode. And then later, she's just back. She just survives. She just walks it off. And later, she's like, oh, brother, you have to fight without me. I'm too weak. Fuck you mean weak? You should be dead. Nobody fucking dies. Conquest is back. Alan the alien gets fucking brutalized. He's just back. Mark gets impaled and gets his guts ripped out. And he's just gonna live. Like, I don't know. Again, like, I know the comic does this. I get that. But I still think it's stupid how no one really dies. Fucking the Sterling K. Brown one. What was his name? The scientist guy. Whatever his name was. Mark fucking kills him, more or less. And he's just back. He just comes back. Like, no one dies. And then every once in a while, like, a Rex will die or something. I don't know. I just don't care for it. It's not for me anymore. That's kind of it. I got nothing else to say. Let's talk about Maul Shadow Lord. So Maul Shadow Lord is the latest Star Wars show. It's animated. It's a very similar animation style to the Clone Wars. But they did this thing where they put like these brush strokes over it, where it kind of has like this painted watercolor kind of look to it that I think is really, really cool. And it's about Darth Maul, who it's set like right after Order 66, so he hasn't become the crime lord yet. It's about his rise to being a crime lord, which actually, back when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, and I think I remember this correctly, this was his pitch. His pitch was that instead of doing like the Empire again, like Disney would end up doing, he thought it'd be interesting if you brought back Darth Maul and he had become this, the Emperor of Crime kind of thing. This, this criminal kingpin, crime lord, mob boss guy, and he was the big threat now. And you told like this smaller scale story, but it still lent itself to expanding on Star Wars in this world and where we pick up after the events of the original 3 movies and what have you. And that was kind of his pitch. And Disney didn't do that, obviously. They did their own thing, which, like a bunch of different people have a bunch of different opinions on. But it looks like this is that was an idea that Dave Filoni wanted to expand on. But I think this is really good, honestly. I think I don't love it. I have some issues with it. But I think there's a lot here that is very, very good. I also don't really like Star Wars all that much. I know it. Like, I know enough about Star Wars that if I talk to a nerd, or like a real nerd about Star Wars, the way I'm a nerd about Batman, I can hold a conversation. I don't sound like a normie, but I don't like it. I don't I don't know. It's just not for me. It's not my thing. But I like this. I do. I think it's good. I will say though, we're 4 episodes in. I've only seen 3 of them. Nothing's really happened yet. It's a lot of meandering bullshit. I won't lie to you. Like the most recent episode that I watched is the 3rd one, where it's about 20 minutes long, and in those 20 minutes, the only thing that happens really is Maul gets a little closer to what he wants to do, but so he wants to start killing the mob bosses of the or all the different leaders of the crime syndicates, so he can take over their enterprise, right? But he also wants an apprentice who's this young girl who's force sensitive, who survived Order 66, because who the hell didn't survive Order 66 at this point? And then also the cops are on his trail, right? And so we know all of that by the end of episode 1, I think it was. 2. By the end of episode 2, we know all that. And then the end of episode 3, nothing's happened. We haven't really moved the needle at all. So we're 3 episodes into a 10-episode season, and nothing's really happened. Maybe everything kicks in the gear in the 4th episode. At the time of recording, I haven't watched it yet. But I don't know. I'm just waiting for like meaningful shit to happen. I like the animation style. Sam Witwer is amazing as Darth Maul. I think everyone knows that he's incredible. He owns this role. He's so fucking good. But I don't know. Needs something to happen. That being said, I like Maul as a character. As a guy who doesn't really like Star Wars, I've always liked Darth Maul. I think the design is cool. He's got a cool as shit lightsaber. He does cool shit. I think he's awesome. But yeah, I would like this show to start expanding and doing things and going in different places. I also was worried that they would turn Maul into a hero in this show, that they'd find ways to humanize him, and so far that has not happened. He is sinister and brooding and creepy and weird and awful, and I like that. Just keep doing that. Do not make him a good guy, which I honestly didn't expect from Filoni or Star Wars. It just does not seem like the thing that would come out of Filoni Star Wars. So I'm glad that I was wrong. Now, let's talk about The Boys. I'm not going to talk spoilers. I will say, though, the biggest thing that's happened so far, because at the time of recording, only the first 2 episodes came out, is they killed off a pretty major character, and I felt like they did that really beautifully. From the moment you meet that character to their final scene, the growth was always happening. Just perfect long-form storytelling. Just incredible. From the first mistake that you see them make, and then their final moments is they don't repeat that mistake. That is incredible stuff. Brilliant, man, honestly. But my biggest gripe so far with this new season is that it almost feels like the ending of the last season didn't matter all that much, where I almost kicked something over, sorry. In the end of season 4, the boys, most of them get kidnapped or, I guess, arrested. Huey, Frenchie, Kimiko are all detained by Vought, I suppose. But then when we meet them we meet up with them again in this new season, Kimiko's been deported to Malaysia because she's pretty much unkillable, and they kept she kept killing soldiers or guards or something, and they got sick of it, so they just got rid of her. And then Huey, and Frenchie are all in an internment camp. But then by the end of the first episode, they're just free. Like, they're free. Butcher's back. Starlight's back. Kimiko's back. And they're all hiding out. They have a new HQ, and they're just back to business. I don't know. It just didn't... Because at the end of the last season, I was like, wow, like, this is crazy. They all lost. And I figured they'd get out eventually. But I didn't know it was going to happen immediately. It just feels like what are the stakes, really? You know what I mean? Homelander's... Anthony Starr's amazing. Homelander's great. He's creepy and sinister and awful. I hope he gets more unhinged, though, as the season goes. If this, this is the final season, so I want to see some real Hail Marys with these characters. Like, let Butcher do some irredeemable shit. Let Homelander do something just worse than he's ever done. Anthony Starr said that the worst thing he's ever done as the character is happening this season. So what is that? I mean, he's a rapist. How much worse does it get? I also really like the political commentary so far. It's heavy-handed. It's not subtle. Most of it's kind of way too on the nose and stupid, but some of it I really, really like. I like that The Deep is a terrible, like, alpha male manosphere type guy where he's like, bro, I don't even have sex with women because that's beta and gay. That really is how those guys come across. I like that. Take the piss out of those people. I think some of it's kind of stupid, though. Like, Ashley's like, I'm going to kill DEI. Like, that's, like, I understand what they're doing, what they're saying, but it's just, I don't know. Like, there was a lot of that in the last season where, like, oh, schools are teaching critical soup theory. What is that? What is that? Like, critical race theory is a thing that actually, like, means something. What is critical superhero theory? What the fuck would that even be? Like, sometimes I feel like the writers are just, I don't know. I don't want to say dumb, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, some of the political shit I think is stupid, but then other parts of it I think are very nuanced and interesting. Like the whole internment camp thing. And the idea that if you're associated with Starlight, you're a Marxist terrorist, and Vought is going to arrest you. And Homelander is mad that people are making memes of him, because of how vain he is, and he doesn't want people to doubt his authority or anything like that. And he starts to see himself as a genuine deity. They've never been subtle or secretive about the idea that he's supposed to be Trump, and like all of that's very Trumpy. I'll say that. But I like it. I think it's good. I am curious how they're going to frame the whole Resistance narrative, because a lot of Resistance media, and I'd like to make a little video about this. A lot of it does fall back on trust the system, like Daredevil does that, where it's like, oh, Fisk is he's a ruling class elite. He owns the city. Everything's in his pocket. The corruption runs so deep. But if we trust the system and the handful of good cops that exist, and we have faith in the law, it's all going to work out in the end. Don't kill Fisk. Even now in the show, where Fisk has assumed so much power that he literally owns the city, he has his own private army, and the message of the heroes is still trust in the system. I don't know. And then like Hoppers does it too, where they're like, don't fight back militantly. That's wrong. You have to protest and have conversations with the enemy. That's our only path forward. Trust the system. Don't like that at all. I think fighting back, in a lot of ways, maybe sometimes the only option for certain groups of people. So I'm curious how the boys going to handle that, because they're not going to talk to Homelander. There's no arresting Homelander. There's no system to do. They've really set themselves up to have poignant political commentary here, where Homelander and Vought have rooted out checks and balances and the system in place so vehemently, very akin to real life with Trump and what have you, that the only option is kill them all. And I'm curious if they're going to find a way out of that, or if they're going to commit to, kill them all. I don't know. I'm excited, though. I don't know. I like the boys. I'm glad that it's back. It's kind of all I got to say, honestly. But yeah, okay, let's talk about Weekly Media Club. So homework was Tomb Raider 2018, which is the Alicia Vikander one. I don't remember who directed this, but this is a bad movie. I remember at the time really liking this for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I just remember when I saw it in 2018, I was like, this is good. I like this. And watching it now, oh my fucking word, what a goddamn bore. Ugh. It's really dumb and boring and bad for the first 45 minutes where nothing fucking happens. And then for 10 minutes something happens, and that's kind of fun. And then after that it goes back to being boring slog again. Just didn't like it at all. I really wish I never say this, but I wish they just adapted the game. They change... I'm sorry, there was a fucking car going by. It scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry. Fuck. But they adapt. So the idea here was, don't do a standard Lara Croft thing, because that's what the Angelina Jolie ones did. And instead the idea was, we'll just adapt the 2013 reboot. And in 2018, I think when this came out, Shadow of the Tomb Raider hadn't come out yet, from memory. I don't think it did. But I see the vision was to coincide with the new games. And I'll talk about where the sequel could have maybe been going. It's all just speculation. Because they were going to make a sequel. But it's not good, man. It's not good at all. That reboot's fucking amazing. That 2013 Tomb Raider reboot's incredible. What a goddamn game. I played the game fucking 4 times. That thing's amazing. Just a really good, solid game. Different for Tomb Raider. That was a big swing. To do not so much like, because it still had the fundamentals, third person shooter, exploration, puzzles, stuff like that. But it also was very much an action game and a narratively driven game in a way that some of the other ones really hadn't been. Like, yeah, there's a narrative to Tomb Raider. There's always been a story with what Lara is up to and what she's hunting and what she's doing. But, to focus so heavily on the story and the narrative for Tomb Raider was different. It was new. So, I understand the idea behind wanting to build on that with the new movie, especially because the Angelina Jolie ones, something I did like about those movies, is how they feel like just like another Lara adventure. Like, they're not canon to the games, but like if you really, omit certain things, like they could technically kind of maybe be, the idea of like, game Lara could maybe have the adventures that the Angelina Jolie Lara did have. You know what I mean? Like, they don't feel... They didn't adapt one of the games. They really just adapted the character. That's really what they did there. And I like that. I think that's cool. This one, though, is they tried to adapt the game, but they changed things. This movie feels really small, too. Whereas that game is pretty massive. It's all set on one island, but it goes everywhere. You go across basically the entire island. You fight in like two different armies of enemy types. There's like the mythological kind of fantastical enemy, which from memory they're like zombies or terracotta warriors or some shit. That might be two different enemy types I'm thinking of. But then there's also the human enemies that will shoot back at you and stuff. And in this, it's just the enemy, the soldier people. But it also doesn't do fantastical stuff. There's kind of a zombie virus thing they do, but that's just not very interesting, I think. It also doesn't really feel like Tomb Raider. Even like the Survivor one, the Survivor Lara trilogy, still feels fundamentally like Tomb Raider. Especially the second two, but that first one's the idea of like setting up Lara Croft. Like by the end of that game, you're supposed to feel like this girl could become Lara Croft, and you do, you really do. By the end of that 2013 one, you're like, okay, she went from timid survivor girl to hardened fighter survivor badass Lara. Like it feels like she could go on to discover Atlantis, to do I don't remember the specifics. What did she do in Underworld? Something to do with, like, going to Niflheim or something. Right? Is Underworld the one with, like the Norse shit? What am I thinking of? Doesn't matter. Anyway, by the end of the 2013 one, it felt like she was on her path to become Lara Croft. At the end of this movie, no. That's probably maybe my biggest problem with this movie, other than it being boring and bad, is that she doesn't feel like Lara. This is a very mischaracterized rendition of Lara Croft. She's just like kind of scared survivor girl until the last like 5 minutes when she finally starts to act like Lara Croft. There is a flashback in this movie to like teenage Lara who's shooting a bow and arrow in her backyard at an apple. And that girl, whoever that was, that to me right there was Lara Croft. She was spunky, she had attitude, she was competent. She was clearly a very clever person. The way that she's like speaking to her dad, where she's like, she's become accustomed to him leaving and, going away for periods of time. She's sick of his shit. She's, telling him what's what, but she's smart enough to pick up on the patterns and what have you. Like, yeah, it's a dialogue interaction, but she has the braid and everything. She just felt like right there, that girl, that teenage girl, that to me was like, I was like, holy shit, that's Lara Croft. But I never felt that with Alicia Vikander. And it's not her fault. She's giving a great performance as this character. It's just that this character is not Lara Croft. And I wish they just did Tomb Raider. They should have just done the Angelina Jolie style thing. Adapt the character. Take Lara Croft on a new adventure. Do something different with Lara. Because I think Alicia Vikander is a great get. And she wanted this role. She's very good in this role. It's just that this role does not feel like Lara. It doesn't even feel like Survivor Lara. It's just a different person. I don't know. I just think you take her, you put her in, I don't know, not this movie, and she'd be great. I am curious, though, where they would have gone with this. Like, she was clearly going to battle Trinity. Trinity's not even in that first one, the 2013 one. Trinity doesn't show up until the second one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And then they're in the third one. Never mind. I was going to talk about how like they handle Trinity. But that doesn't matter. But they were doing the games. They were doing those, and so I'm curious how they would have handled a sequel, which they were going to make because it's made enough money. They were going to do a sequel. But then the rights to Tomb Raider shifted around, and the studio lost the rights, so they couldn't do it. And Vikander lost out. So now we're doing the Sophie Turner Lara Croft, and that looks like they're going to just adapt the character. She looks like Lara. I still go back to that first look. That first look of her in the costume looks fucking credible. Oh my god, like ripped out of the game. Take the very first Tomb Raider game, fucking do like hyper realistic graphics, whatever shit. That's that. Oh my god, the glasses, like the red tinge in the brunette hair, the giant fucking magnums on the hips. It's just it's perfect. The backpack. Oh my god, it's so good, so good. And it looks like they're doing that. They're just adapting the character. Like, what if Lara Croft went on another adventure? And I like that. That's really fun and cool. And I wish that's what this movie was, but it's just not. It's also, another thing is that game is brutal and vicious and violent. The shit that Lara goes through in that game is ridiculous. It's just a very intense experience, and the movie never feels that way. She's way too clean by the end of this movie, and that was what I kept saying, is that she's just too pretty. That sounds mean and harsh and misogynistic, but I just mean that, like, she's supposed to be this, she's rolling around in mud. She's getting fucking thrown through trees and shit. She's falling down waterfalls. She's getting thrown around rusted out airplanes and probably getting tetanus. But she's just still got like a face full of makeup, and she's not covered in any dirt or bruises, and I didn't like that. Whereas in the game, she's just a fucking mess. It doesn't take long either. It's like a quarter of the way through, she's just tattered and limping and bruised and bloody, and it's awesome. You really, really feel the pain and the journey this character is going on, and that never comes through in this movie. I don't know, it's just such a shame. It really feels like they half-assed this. And I also think it's a budget thing, because this movie feels really small. Like I was saying, like in the game, it's all set on an island, and this one's all set on an island too. But in the game, the island feels expansive and big and massive. And and Lara goes a lot of different places on the island. Like in tombs, through shipwrecks and up mountains and in forests and what have you. It feels like an expansive environment. And in this, she's in like a work camp. She's in the woods. And then there's a tomb at the end. And then we're done. Doesn't really go anywhere. And it feels like budget constraints. I don't know what the budget was for this. I don't imagine it was massive. Again, it's a very small movie. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't care for it. I will say though, I like it more than Cradle of Life. But that first Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movie, I think, is an absolute delight. I really do. Like, I know everyone hates it. Tomb Raider fans barely like it. They don't really tolerate it. I like it. I think it's fun. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it when I'm having a bad day and it'll piss me off. But I must have been having a really good day when I watched it. Because I was just like, this is fun. This is silly. I like this. Just had a really, really big smile on my face throughout. I think Angelina Jolie is incredible in that. And again, like, Vikander's not bad in this by any means. She's really good. It's just that the character they've written for her here isn't really Lara Croft. So, but I am curious where they would have gone with a sequel, because they kind of just do the game, not entirely. But they also, at the end of it, they set up the dual handguns thing, where she goes to see Nick Frost because he's like a pawn dealer or something, or a pawn shop owner. And they're like, oh, it's the Magnum, when they list off the gun that it is. And she's like, I'll take two. I can't do the accent, I'm sorry. She's like, I'll take two. And she does the thing. And, all the fans go, ooh. But what was that going to build to? Like, was she actually going to be Lara Croft in the next one? She's going to be doing kickflips off dinosaurs and shit? Because if so, that would have been really fucking tonally inconsistent. Because it just doesn't happen in this. And I would love that. I would love them to do the dinosaur thing. I'd love them to do, like, Atlantis and let her go to fucking... What's that thing from the Himalayas? The secret... Shambhala. She's done Shambhala before, hasn't she? I know Uncharted 2 does Shambhala. Does Tomb Raider? They had to have. But I don't know, let her fight aliens or something. I don't know. Just let's do some weird shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. why is it that Spielberg is the only person that can do Indiana Jones style stuff? Like Uncharted, the Uncharted movie failed. Ruben Fleischer couldn't do it. None of these Tomb Raider directors seem to be able to do it. Why can no one make Indiana Jones style adventures but Spielberg? Even fucking James Mangold couldn't do it. He made an Indiana Jones movie. He couldn't do it. What the hell? What's going on there? Anywho, didn't like it. Didn't care for it like at all. It was really boring to get through. My dad came in. He started watching it with me. And he was like, this fucking sucks. So, yeah, I mean, even like a person that doesn't know shit about Tomb Raider didn't like it. If I didn't like it as a fan and my normal-ass father didn't like it, you fucked up. Like, it's just, you're not pleasing anybody. Anywho. Goddamn, sorry, it's hot as fuck in this room. Homework for next week, we're going to do... Okay, so homework for next week is going to be 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Because I was going over the movies this year that I've seen, and I realized I haven't seen that one yet, and I'd like to. So I think forcing myself to watch it through this is maybe the only way I'm going to. Otherwise, I'm just going to completely miss it. So yeah, homework for next week, 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Yeah, just, watch it. We'll talk about it. That's all I got. Anywho, what else have I been doing for the Weekly Media Club? Daredevil Born Again. I'm talking about that every week. This past week was the Bullseye episode. Really good. I mean, it's not really like the Bullseye episode, but it's the one that's got the most Bullseye in it. It's good. I like it. I like what they're doing with him, where he's truly believing that he's like on like Daredevil's level, that he's like a good guy. He's like, no, don't worry, I'm one of the good guys. That's great. He tells Daryl, like, I'm gonna help you, and he's also not as like evil and sinister as he has been. Like when he holds that woman at gunpoint, his finger's not on the trigger. Like he wasn't going to shoot her. There's also a really good chance that gun wasn't even loaded. Like knowing him, guns aren't really his thing. He has used them and he will use them if he needs to, but it's just not his thing. Like he clearly prefers using like knives and forks and spoons and toothpicks and shit. Like that's his whole ordeal. And that's something I'm really enjoying about Born Again. It's how comic booky it is. Like it really does lean into the absurdity of it all. And I like that. It's fun. And, season 3 of the Netflix show is the most comic booky one. Like, somehow, that feels more like comic book stuff than season 2 when he's going up against the Hand. Ninjas and shit. Still somehow felt less comic booky than Bullseye in season 3. It's just really good. I also like that they've never explained his powers. Like, even in the comic books, they never really get to explaining his powers. He just can do that, which I think is so funny. Like, he doesn't even have to look on, like, in this new episode, there's a part where he grabs, like, a handful of forks and just, like, tosses them behind him, and you just hear them, like, bang off the walls, and you hear, like, someone, as they stab them. It's so funny. He doesn't even need to look. Or that part where he takes the 2 knives and he bounces them off the floor and hits that guy in the back. Like, he can just do that. It's so funny. I love it. It's really good. But yeah, it's great. I like it a lot. The killing of, so spoiler, the killing of Vanessa, I find very interesting. What will that do to the narrative? What will that do for Fisk? Because he's already a lunatic, but now that he has nothing to lose, the only thing in the world that he had to live for, what will he do? Will he, what kind of scorched earth shit will he do? I'm excited, because he's just going to lose his fucking mind. And he has an army at his disposal. I'm really excited. I also like that it was his fault that she died. Because Bullseye wasn't going for her. She was so convinced that Dex was hunting her. And in the end, he wasn't. He was going after Fisk. Which I thought that was cool. That when he goes and he, blocks the, whatever it was that he threw. That, I don't even know. It was the, I don't know how to describe it. It was made of fucking glass. It looked like New York. It said Born Again. That's the name of the show. And he hits it with his belt, and it shatters, and it hits her in the head. Fuck, I don't know. What would you call it? It doesn't matter. Either way, that was really cool. And that when Daredevil shows up and he saves Bullseye, that's really good stuff. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's a great continuation of Daredevil. We talked about it a lot last week, but it feels like a comic book run that was, picked up by a new creative team. You have like the Netflix run of Daredevil comics, and then same continuity, same character, same storyline, but we pick it up with a new creative team, new writer, new artist type shit, for the Born Again. It's good. I like it a lot. I mean, kind of lines up really well because now Stephanie Phillips is doing a Daredevil run. We talked about that, I think, last week. And that first issue is really good, and I like it a lot. But also, in terms of comic books, there wasn't a new comic book last week that I read. I didn't pick up any new thing. But I did pick up Batman and Robin Year One, which I've heard a lot of really good things about. This came out, I think, in like 2023, 2022, maybe it started. But it's like it's Mark Waid. And it goes over Batman and Robin, their first year together. So, Batman's already established. It's kind of like a Dark Victory kind of thing. He's been Batman for a little while. He takes Dick Grayson under his wing. I'm really looking forward to this. I was kind of thumbing through it. I love the art style. I think the art style is just like absolutely beautiful, if you can see that. And then Mark Waid, I know the name. I know I've read something by Mark Waid, but I couldn't tell you what. But I'm really excited to get into this. I hear there's a lot of really fun stuff they do with Two-Face in this. I know Clayface makes an appearance. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into this. Love a good comic book. Love Batman. That's all I got. Yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the show. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for indulging me. Remember, homework, if you're here, homework next week. 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Give that a watch. And that's all I got. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for indulging me. It means the world. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.